What's up, everybody out there? It's your girl, MAIMUXIC, host of the Backline, and I want to thank y'all for tapping into this episode. If you were able to follow along last week, you know that this is, we're going to call this episode 1. We're going to call last week the pilot of the Backline. All right, so we were trying a few things. We were trying to figure some things out, but I think we got a better feel for it this week. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And listen, we got a stack lineup of artists, the bands today. I know y'all gonna love it. Listen, it took me at least an additional hour to stop rewinding the songs, because I was just in here having a whole little party now. As y'all know, the Backline is a fairly new show on Sonic Scout Radio. This is, we're going to call it episode 1, but this is technically episode 2, so just ignore last week's episode. But so if you're not familiar with me, I am MAIMUXIC. I host a show on Sonic Scout Radio called Uptown Sounds, which plays at 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Sunday. So feel free to check that show out as well. But the Backline is a completed version of a segment that we used to feature on Uptown Sounds, which is a show that predominantly goes into your hip hop, your R&B, and your pop. And the Backline was a segment that featured, punk artists, rock, alternative, indie, country, kind of everything else that I had love for that maybe didn't fit into the box of what Uptown Sounds is. So that segment became so popular and it was so loved by a lot of y'all out there that it became its own thing over here. So this version of the Backline is something, and if you joined last week, then I did a lot more talking, and I was trying to get comfortable with it. I did my episode of Uptown Sounds, and I was like, I ain't loved the first episode of the Backline. It was me trying to get comfortable, me trying to fill it out, and figure out what this show is gonna be. So you know what? I took a week, listened to the show, and I said, we just gonna be ourselves, all right? We gonna come kick it. If you're a fan of Uptown Sounds, and it's a family reunion whenever you hear your girl MAIMUXIC, we gonna kick it with some dope music, all right? Because that's what it's all about over here. So, kicking things off today, I gotta start with this song. I absolutely love this song. If you were ever privy to the Backline on Uptown Sounds, then on our very last segment of the Backline on Uptown Sounds, before it became just the Backline, this song right here. I told y'all was gonna hear this again. I absolutely love this song. This has been on repeat since it came across my radar, and it's gonna stay on repeat. And look, I've been talking to the band. I'm working on getting them on the show. Hopefully they can be our first guest on the Backline. Fingers crossed we're gonna get that going. But these boys right here, oh my God, I love this song. And that is LoudFoxCult. And this is their joint, I'm Going to Heal.
You make me feel so fucking cool. Got my shoes tied together, falling forwards on your lap, de-stress my faulty tethers. The world's not so cruel, met you out the blue, leave it up to you to make everything alright again. Summer's coming, you are humming songs I wrote about you. Bees are buzzing and acid loving hippies help to ground you. The fears won't come true, it's all thanks to you. A house made of cards, your heart up to guard all my life. I wanna be someone that you would like in your dreams at night. Let
Man, listen. I love that song. Like, I about need to make that the theme song. I'm gonna talk with them, see if that can be the theme song. That song just hits my soul in a different type of way. Like, I don't know. It's been a minute since I had a song like hit me the way that one hit me when I first played that song. And this is a band I know. If you joined us last week, you know I gotta finish telling y'all the story about the local, but I came across LoudFoxCult working at the local. So it was a band that was on my radar from some years ago. So, you know, as I'm going through, you know, kind of looking for artists to feature on the Backline, I played them before, but I never heard that song. And I want to say, I hope I'm not misspeaking, I think that's off of a project that's a little newer. So I had never heard that song before. And when I played that, I kid y'all not, I was like, you know, I'm listening to it and when I get into that mode, I'm looking for songs, you know, I'm just looking for songs and I'm kind of, you know, I'm listening, but, you know, I may not be as engaged in it as I am once I kind of got the lineup set and I can run through the whole lineup. But it made me stop and go, whoa, wait a second. Whoa, turn that back, rewind that, whoa, wait. Like, I had a whole little thing, and then, you know, on my way home from the studio that I'm in recording, I usually like run the episode back in the car just to make sure levels and everything sounds right. Man, when I say I was on that song countless times, like I was on it so much, I was like, yo, let me head over to let me stream this, let me get them some streams on this, because I'm just running this joint up right now. Like, big shout out to LoudFoxCult. I think they incredible. I think they are amazing. I think they set the mood right. They set the standard for this episode. we got it right now. We got the energy right now. And let me tell y'all, as I was saying before, you know, last week I came in and I was trying to get comfortable, you know, coming in and doing Uptown Sounds from the start of when I started at Sonic Scout Radio, which was, I don't know, May, June, July, somewhere in there. And so I had my whole feel over there, and, you know, I had recorded my episode of Uptown Sounds, and then I was like, all right, let me do the Backline, and I got in my head heavy, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to be the exact same thing. Like, how do I make this different? And I had a whole feel, and I came back, and I was like, I gotta get my people better than that. But I am gonna finish telling y'all the story of how everything got started at the Flint local, because you really can't understand the Backline unless you understand my journey at the Flint local. So we definitely for sure gonna get into that. But we gonna get into some more music before we do that. Now, this young man right here, this joint, I am loving. This is another one as of today. Like, this one became, I was looking him up because I'm like, I gotta play, you know, as we get in the Backline started, I gotta introduce y'all to some people that's gonna be some staples. All right, I want y'all to get used to some names. LoudFoxCult is definitely one, but this young man, he for sure is one that I want y'all to keep on your radar, because this boy right here, and he only 18, y'all. I'm gonna play the song, but just know, keep in mind, he's only 18, which means he ain't gonna do nothing but get better and better and better. And that is my boy Zeke Rowan. And listen, I'm gonna give y'all the whole full spiel a little later on in the show. Like I said, I did a lot of talking last week, so I want to make sure we focus completely on the music this week. But on our official YouTube page, where you can find all the episodes of the Backline and all the episodes of Uptown Sounds, on Uptown Sounds, toward the end of 2025, we did an interview with Zeke Rowan, and it was super dope. It was my first time meeting him. He brought his bandmate DJ. We was just kicking it in the studio, had a dope conversation. But this kid is only 18, and he makes all of his music. Like, he's writing all of his music, he's playing, he's doing, like, boy's incredible. Producer, writer, singer, artist, person, super duper incredible. I can't wait to get Zeke in. I'm gonna try to pull him back in, see if we can't get the whole band to come in and do an interview for the Backline. But in the meantime, y'all enjoy this joint. This is Zeke Rowan featuring Monica James, and this is their joint Shadow.
admiration when you touch my skin. Love me deeper, darling, either way I'm still your shadow. I've been gone for what I live for, still you're in my shadow. You know I would have quit you had you let me wander. I can't help you to the bedroom or stay in the water. Love me deeper, darling, either way I'm still your shadow. I've been gone for what I live for, still you're in my Love me deeper, darling, either way I'm still your shadow. I've been gone for what I live for, still you're in my shadow.
It's some artists that I just don't be having the words for. And when I say that, I mean, like, I am floored with how talented that kid is, man. Like, when I was 18, I'm 27 now. I just turned 27. So when I was 18, I wasn't that. Like, they making them different now. They making them different now. I also feel extra old. Like, that's crazy. How this kid 9 years younger than me and he a whole grown up? How am I the adult in the room at any point in time? That's crazy to me. But anywho, shout out to Monica James on that joint with Zeke Rowan. I don't know Monica. I'm going to assume she's probably around, one of his peers around the same age. These kids, and they not kids, but they got me. You see, I can't even find no words for them. Like, this is, once again, as when I had my lineup set and I was running through it and, trying to figure out, all right, what we gonna play. This song is incredible. They are incredible. That's this is what the Backline is. Like, this is the standard of the Backline right here. Like, they go standard. Shout out to Zeke Rowan. Shout out to Monica James. Super duper dope. Make sure y'all go and stream that. It's called Shadows. Make sure you tap in with Zeke on socials. Show him some love. Tell him that MAIMUXIC sent you. Tell him you found him on the Backline and that you're loving everything that they're doing so we can get him back on here, all right? Now, like I told y'all, I wanted to finish a story. I started a very long, drawn-out story last week because I was trying to figure my life out, and, we ain't got to get back into that. But I paused the story in 2020 where I was telling y'all, I had taken over as, like, head engineer when COVID hit, and we was doing these, like, live stream shows where it was, like, a closed set. It wasn't too many people in there, and we was just, doing our thing. And so during that time, 2020 was like I was learning lessons heavy. Like, this was my training grounds, and like, I had trained under other engineers in the venue before, and that's another thing I don't think I mentioned. We weren't in the actual venue. We was in a different location, and I when you have that kind of crutch where it's like you don't have to learn exactly as much as you probably should learn, because this person is always right here. So if something goes up in flames, you can just look at them and be like, hey, they got a question for you. Why is it up in flames? You got to explain it to them. But in this space, it was just me. It was 3 staff members. It was myself, another gentleman, Jay, shout out Jay, and another gentleman, Bryce. And Bryce was handling everything visually. Jay was kind of like the point person. He was doing the bookings, and then, as we streaming the shows, he would be kind of monitoring the actual live streaming the audio and everything. So, we get to doing them, and it was like the sound was horrendous. It was terrible. It was, I'm sitting right here trying to mix for the stream, but the band is in front of me, and I'm also trying to get them a clean mix, and they monitors. Like, it was a mess because you couldn't hear nothing because everything is in such close proximity. But what it forced me to do is it really forced me to learn how to mix and how to really, I had to come in off hours and just pull out the manual, pull out tutorial videos. I really had to learn how to engineer in a live setting, because I got to the point, it was a band. I don't even know what the band is. I don't even want to say, because I know it still lives on YouTube somewhere, but it was just atrocious. I was so embarrassed that it made me go and actually learn. And so that I feel like that was the turning point in my life where I was like, okay, I can actually see myself doing something like this. You know what I mean? I can actually see myself being an engineer. I was so fearful of it before, but now as I'm sitting down and I'm really I'm trying to learn what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and why to do it, I can see myself getting jiggy with this. So that was a super duper dope moment. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit. Let's get back into the music, all right? Because that's what we here for. And listen, this is another band. I want to say, don't quote me on it, I think they have one of those live streams that we did. I think that was the first time that I had come across this band. And I've been a fan ever since, because they super duper dope. And they super duper dope people too. I may have mentioned this last week. I may not have, because again, I'm doing 2 shows here, people. So it may run into itself a little bit, but I love to highlight artists who are not only super duper dope artists, but also super duper dope people. And that don't mean that you in my radius. It just means that I've had some sort of interaction, or I've seen some sort of something that has left me yo, this is a super duper dope person. Because more than, again, as I was engineering and didn't know what I was doing, I always tried to be as great of a person as I could to kind of soften the blow. Not engineering them properly at the time, but it always helps whenever you walk into a space and you're able to connect with someone on a human level, because at the end of the day, that's what we all are. Now, this is another one. It kept me on repeat. I kid you not, it kept me on repeat. I knew this band, and I try to challenge myself with, really coming in and playing different songs. You may hear the same artist, but I try to, I try to go through a catalog of the artists, and this is one that I have not heard. I believe it came out in 2024 or 2024, 2025, somewhere in there. And I always say on my other show, a song is new to you the first time that you hear it. So you might hear something that came out in 2013 fooling with me on the Backline, but it's going to be new to you the first time that you hear it. And I had that same feeling with this. And this is Escape Plan with their joint, Feel Myself Again.
Stuck
so glad that the Backline has its own show. I'm so glad because the thing about it being just a segment on Uptown Sounds is that we never really got to more than like 2 or 3 songs. And now we can do a whole hour worth of these songs, man. And this is so dope because I'm finding new songs. I'm adding them to my playlist as we speak. And that's definitely one. That's one. It's on it. It is on it, y'all. When I listened to that the first time, I kept listening to it and I kept bobbing my head. And I was like, oh, yeah. Wait, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This a go right here. So big shout out to Escape Plan. That was featuring Stephanie Sembrano. Killer collab. You always listen, anytime you hear a dope collaboration, it's dubbed a killer collab for me, man. And that's definitely one. Y'all make sure y'all show love to Escape Plan. Y'all make sure y'all show love to Stephanie Sembrano. Amazing. That joint was called Feel Myself Again. Now, let's keep things moving on the Backline, and I just want to do a little housekeeping real quick with y'all. So, if you're not very familiar with me, if this is your first experience with me, and you're not tuned in to my other show, Uptown Sounds, make sure you tune in with Uptown Sounds, okay? Plays live on Sonic Scout Radio, 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., Monday through Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. Tap in with me over there. We do a lot of hip-hop, R&B, and pop. Same energy. It's family reunion over there. We growing our Backline family over here. If you from Uptown Sounds and you came over here to the other family reunion, I appreciate you for tapping in with me over here as well. But go and make sure you tap in with Uptown Sounds. I promise y'all, it's just as dope of music over there. And one of the things that I love about having shows that are completely kind of different is that we get to expose different communities and different cultures to different sorts of music. Like, that's just the dopest thing about it. That's the essence of my love for what the local did for me, was it exposed me to a whole nother community. And I ended up falling in love with that community and falling in love with, you know what I'm saying, their music, their energy, their whole everything. I didn't know until I got into it that I really loved it the way that I did. So y'all make sure y'all show some love over there on Uptown Sounds as well. And if you're not familiar with the sponsor for today's episode, actually, Uptown Creative House, my creative studio that I own and operate Uptown Sounds and the Backline under, as well as my production company, Next to Last Productions, my clothing company, Uptown Nationals Clothing Company, my distribution company, Film House 35, and Film House Cinemas. Make sure you tap in with us on Instagram at Uptown Creative House, HAUS. You'll be able to find everything, and we have created our own network. We got everything streaming and playing on YouTube at MAIMUXIC, MAIMUXIC. Tap in with me over there as well, and you will be able to kind of watch along to all of the episodes as they happen. In case you're not able to catch it live on Sonic Scout Radio, you can always catch the replay. New episodes of the Backline drop every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you'll be able to tap in over there. New episodes of Uptown Sounds drop every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got interviews dropping every Friday on MAIMUXIC on YouTube at MAIMUXIC. Just tap in with us over there. You see, I'm getting tongue twisted already. Try to tell y'all where to find this stuff. Just go on over to the YouTube at MAIMUXIC. Everything will be on there, man. It's a whole schedule, a whole full lineup, everything, all that good jazz. Now, continuing on in our story, give y'all another little piece now. As we kind of made our way out of COVID, and now we hitting into like 2021 or 2022, somewhere in there. I think it was 22. The gentleman I let y'all know owned the local, Joe Rash. I remember I got a call from him, and he was like, yo, you trying to take over the local? You know, manage it? And I was like, yeah, what you mean? It didn't go exactly like that. That was the essence of the conversation. So now we hit 2022, and I'm the manager of this venue. I didn't know what that meant but it sounded good. And at the time, I was working at a community college. That same community college I had went to, I was working in the financial aid department. And then COVID hit and everything shut down, so we had to like work phones from the house, and I absolutely hated that. So I was like, yeah, I'm trying to come work down there. So now we enter into the world of running a non-profit concert venue, which was another lesson. I've had many lessons in this journey of getting to this place that we are now. But one of the dopest things about running a venue is that you find different artists and different bands that you weren't hip to before. And the same thing happened. This band right here, they performed at the venue very early on in my tenure as manager. I want to say it might have been the end of 2022, could have been the end of 2023, somewhere in there. Y'all know them COVID years was just running together. But they was so dope. It was, I remember it was like end of the year. This was probably like, it was December something. It was like the last couple, it might have been like the last one or two show of the year. And it was dope because Escape Plan was also on this bill with this band, Birdie Country. And it was super duper dope. I got to meet both bands and just kind of see them live in action. And I fell in love with them. So I gotta show love to Birdie Country. And this is their joint, Don't Even Notice. big shout out to Birdie Country. That was Don't Even Notice featuring Riley Grayson. And look, that's fire. You know what I'm realizing? A lot of these songs, and I didn't peep this. Again, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. These collaborations, you know, like, again, I told you I grew up on, you know, a lot of like hip hop, R&B. I'm from a city called Flint, Michigan. You know, we about an hour north of Detroit, so a lot of it I grew up. My granny was a dedicated. Shout out my granny. Rest in peace. That was my granny. I love her. She was a dedicated Temptations groupie. I remember being a kid. I couldn't have been more than like 5 or 6. And she had us at the Temptations concert. Now, mind you, this is not the Temptations from back in the day. I told you I'm 27, so this is like 2001, 2000. No, I'm sorry, my math is terrible. This is like 2004, 2003, 2004. So this is some variation of the Temptations. We literally got pictures. Me and my sister, my granny, Otis Williams, and whoever else was in the Temptations. Shout out to them. But anywho, I grew up on a lot of like, you know, like that classic Motown, you know, that early hip hop. So I wasn't really, once I got a little older, you know, like in the 2000s unmatched, you know, Avril Lavigne, one of my favorites, you know, I love Pink, you know what I'm saying, 21 Pilots, so on and so forth. Paramore probably like number one for me, but you know what I mean, like I grew up in that era and I always loved those songs, but I wasn't like, I never had like the CD, so I couldn't like reference who was all on the album. You know, I'm just hearing the songs that they playing on the radios where I'm growing up at. But as I'm getting into this space now and I'm seeing all these collaborations, I didn't know that different genres collaborated this much. And it's like, it's super fire to see, because I'm peeping people I don't know. Like these last 3 collaborations, the young lady on Zeke Rowan's song, the Escape Plan song, and now this song. Like I got some work to do. I gotta tap in with the artists that are featured on these songs, because they super duper fire. So big shout out to y'all. I'm learning. We putting this together as we go. It's super duper fire. Super duper fire. So before we get back into the music, I'm going to take a second just to show some love to my people over at Sonic Sky Radio. I absolutely love Sonic Sky Radio, man. It's the best radio platform out there, independent or not, man. Number 1, top of the top, because it's 24 hours of amazing music, super duper dope music, super duper dope presenters out here doing incredible things. Shout out to all of my co-workers over there. I love those shows, man. I just turn on Sonic Sky Radio and let it play for the whole day, man. That's how great it is. You're not gonna find one bad show. Like quality is top tier over here at Sonic Sky Radio, and I gotta show love to them. Not only did they let me, you know, get on here and be yapping to y'all on Uptown Sounds, but they messed around and let me double back and do it twice on the Backline. Crazy. So before we get back into our story, I want to get into some more music, because these boys right here, y'all remember that energy I was telling y'all, like 2000s and how everything was moving like this? These boys got that energy that I grew up on, like, and I absolutely love it. And that's Anomaly, and this is their joint Free Fall.
I wonder why low feels so high. My mind wanders so far away. I'm what's left behind. Free fall.
Shout out Anomaly. That's they joint Free Fall. That's fire, man. That's one of the ones that just got that energy that just go like those boys are special right there. They real special. Big shout out to them. They another band I had the opportunity to work with. Like when I peeped them, I think I was the first one to bring them through the local. I'm very proud of that because they super fire, super duper dope. Big shout out to them. Now, let's get back into the story a little bit. And I want to touch on, you may be asking yourself, why am I telling y'all this story? Specifically on here. And obviously I'm telling you the story because this is like the birth of like how I came to, like the Backline came to be essentially, it's my way of paying homage to this place who really like taught me so much about music and, my love for music. But it's also, I want to use this as a tool because again, like I said before we played Anomaly, I'm still learning. I am forever in a state of learning. I want to be a forever student where I'm still learning and still growing. So I'm learning from these artists. And one of the things about the Backline is it's going to be people on here that's coming on here just to teach me. Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And like the essence of my story of like, especially this portion of my story of me, leading the live streams as an engineer, really having to tap in and dive in and start to learn. And then me taking over the venue as the manager and the lessons that came with that. Because boy, oh boy, that's a whole episode in and of itself. Learning what to and what not to do and how to do it and how to reach out to people and how to communicate. It's a state of learning. And I think that's a very important thing that we always remember to remind ourselves to always be students. There's always somebody out there that knows something more about something than what you know. And then that's, getting back into the story, that is what happened. The first year of me taking over, it was a gentleman. And if you tap in with Uptown Sounds and head over to the YouTube page at some point as we get more and more episodes uploaded on there, you will come across an interview with a gentleman by the name of Jim Forenitis. And Jim is an OG, like he was around the local back in the day. Local founded in 85. So it's about to be 41 years old this year. He came back to the city and it was like he came around as I was taking over, and I remember feeling so inadequate at times, not because of anything that he did, it was just because I didn't know. And so now you have this other person joining into the equation that's here to help, and I'm kind of like pushing off the help a little bit, like I ain't trying to hear all that. I know what I'm doing. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. And it was one of the mistakes that I made. It was a great learning experience, but it was one of the mistakes of not inviting others into that space of allowing them to teach me and to learn from them and to grow with them and to teach them in some ways as well. And so my first year of running the venue was it was such a learning experience of me having to go through a lot of bumps and bruises, especially coming out of COVID and learning how to get people back in buildings and learning who to associate yourself with and who not to associate yourself with, and learning how to keep relationships open. That was such a learning experience, we'll say that. But man, I want to keep going into the music. We want to keep things about the music today. And this band right here, y'all gonna hear them again, and then y'all gonna hear them again, and then y'all gonna hear them again. I can't tell you which episodes you're gonna hear them on because we figured that out the day of. But however, you gonna hear them again. I wholeheartedly, like, if you ask me to bet the bank, I'm betting the bank on these boys right here. Betting the bank on them. Everything about what they do is such a quality about it. They have such professionalism. They are so I've seen them have they got groupies. Like these girls be on these boys. Like they giving that heavy. So I already know what this is about to be like. People follow them around. Like that type of feel. And that's my good people over at Heat Above, man. So incredible, so dope. I know they got a website out there, so y'all head over to their Instagram page, look at their link tree, go tap in with their website. I know they got a mailing list on there, so I just signed up for it. That's how I know. So y'all make sure y'all sign up for it. And that's my boys Heat Above, and this is their joint Cavity.
yesterday I found them laying on my bedroom floor. When everything feels temporary, there's no place for me. Who I used to be. Sometimes I feel like nothing's changed, but it's obvious to me this time. You were scared of invitations and I was scared of God. Now you've run out of all your patience and we don't look up anymore. It's different this time, I'm getting on to find I need someone so I don't fade away. It's easier to say I cannot feel the same. Come lift me up so I don't fade away. Am I the victim in this story, or am I in control? The repetition's getting boring and the action's getting old. Will ever fall or near feel close to me in ways I can't pronounce. So are you happy now? It's different this time, I'm getting occupied. I need someone so I don't fade away. It's easier to say I cannot feel the same. Come lift me up so I don't fade up. Trying my best to hide my face, so wear the same old clothes as yesterday. And in the morning I'll pass the mirror and I'll say nothing, nothing new has come my way. I did the same old things as yesterday. I wanna rid myself of all my fears, but I say nothing. Lately I just want to feel I've been digging deep to something real. I wanna tell you that I'm not out here, but I say nothing. Hold me close, I'm almost gone. I don't know if I keep pressing up. And you tell me that I must be strong, but I say nothing. It's different this time, I'm getting hard to find. I need someone so I don't fade away. It's easier to say I cannot feel the same. Come lift me up so I don't fade away. Da 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 da. Don't fade away. Da 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 da. Don't fade away.
I'm telling y'all can bet the bank on them. They gonna do it. They one of the ones. They gonna do it. Y'all are gonna see them on the biggest of stages. I promise you. You can't be that talented and you not see them on the biggest of stages. Alright, man. That was Heat Above with Cavity. Make sure you tap in with them. Go show those guys some love. Now, we're going to keep things moving as we wind it down on the Backline. And again, I want to let everybody out there know that you can find all episodes of the Backline, all episodes of Uptown Sounds on our official YouTube page at MAIMUXIC, MAIMUXIC. Go ahead, tap in with that. Backline drops every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Uptown Sounds drops every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you can find both shows playing Monday through Sunday, twice a day on Sonic Scout Radio Live. Now, if you are an artist or band or manager or what have you, interested in having music played on the Backline, hit your girl up All right, I'm very easy to reach. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at MAIMUXIC, MAIMUXIC. Send me an email, maiya at SonicSkyRadio, MAIMAIYA. Lord, let me get on up out of here. I done forgot how to spell my name. Send me an email at maiya at SonicSkyRadio, MAIYA. There we go. And if that don't work for you, just shoot me a text message at 810-853-1617. Boy, oh boy, listen. We're just gonna keep it real. This is part of me. This is why I'm leaving. Usually I just re-record that whole little segment. I ain't gonna do that this time. I gotta get my jitters out with y'all. I gotta get to know y'all. Y'all gotta get to know me. And you know, sometimes players mess up. But we gonna keep this thing moving, man. We got another band right here that is new to me. Let me tell y'all, I was on Instagram doing a little scrolling, came across them, and I was rocking with it. I was rocking with it heavy. And that's my people over at Gray Matter. And this is their joint, Upswing.
Driving Interstate 96, east to sleep and west to live. Hands grip tightly on the wheel, while my brain leaks like a sieve. Crashing couches means to me, finally found my family. Time's just hands nailed to a clock, and once I've thrown it out, I'm free. 26, wandering on Allen Street, never fixed. Flashlight out, looking on the ground for me. Broken brick, peeling paint off of the walls in my head. Starting to hear noises down the hall. Reach out, reaching for stability. Reach out, reaching for stability. Reaching for stability. Then the lines begin to blur. I've been running while I'm yelling, so the words begin to slur. I'm still wearing the mask, 'cause I still feel insecure. I've been bandaging my mind, I doubt I'll ever find a cure. Reach out, reaching for stability. Reach out, but I don't know what I'm doing. I find it.
Super fire. That was Gray Matter with Upswing. I like them. Y'all gonna hear some more of them on the Backline. I like them a lot. They got a super cool, like, it's a dope vibe over there. Like, you hearing the horns and you hearing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't got like the traditional type of band over there. Big shout out to them. That's super duper dope. Well, listen, y'all, we have come to the end. We getting ready to get up out of here for the day. But I want to thank y'all so much for tapping in with the Backline. Like I was saying in the beginning, this is still a learning experience for me, coming in here and doing this new show and like finding my groove in that. So I appreciate y'all as we kind of going through that journey. Things will change. Things will be different in different ways. It's gonna be a fun ride, and I appreciate y'all for going on that ride with me and allowing me this time and the grace to learn and figure out how we gonna do things over here on the Backline. And you know, in some ways it'll be similar to how we do things on Uptown Sounds. In some ways it's gonna be different. We just gonna go through this journey together. But I so love and appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for letting me step into this role, into this space. As someone who's still learning, coming into this space, coming into new genres and learning new people and learning new things. And listen, I don't know a whole lot about a whole lot, but what I do know is good music. So if you got good music out there, I'm going to play your good music. Just make sure you send it to your girl, all right? Now, getting out of here for the week, I want y'all to have an incredible week. Whatever day you listening to this on, have an incredible day. I wish y'all all the best, nothing but blessings. Now, getting up out of here, we're going to leave with my girl, Lauren Blackford. And this is her joint, Games. Thank y'all so much. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to Lauren. Go stream, go tap in with her. She's incredible. She's dope. I love y'all, and I'm going to see y'all next week.
when it hits this hard.